We've done more for, and I say this, I say it proudly, more for the black population than any president since Abraham Lincoln. That's a big statement. And crooked Joe Biden has done nothing for you except talk. It's only talk. He's been the worst president for black people. Under Biden, real wages for African-American workers are down 6%. We lifted 6.6 million people out of poverty. Black Americans saw their largest increase in home ownership on record.
Former President Trump slamming Biden's record with black voters in Detroit as the two candidates are neck and neck in the key swing state. Our next guest joins us live from Detroit, where he spent a few hours with Trump at yesterday's event. It's Michigan Congressman John James, who joins us now. Congressman, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me back on.
You bet. You hear Trump's message to the black voter, who sees some polling suggests he's really starting to resonate to some extent with the black voter. What do you think about that in Detroit as a possible effect for the way we see Michigan go in November?
And look, in 2016, Donald Trump came into Detroit and asked black Detroiters what we had to lose. 8 years later, Joe Biden has shown us. President Trump came back to the hood with the receipts. He went back in, he talked about rising crime. He talked about rising interest rates. He talked about rising inflation. All things that hurt black Americans the most, hurt all Americans, but hurt black Americans the most. And Pastor Sewell, I think, made a very appropriate point that President Trump was in the neighborhoods. Joe Biden goes to a big special dinner at the NAACP, and I'm not even sure President Obama even visited the neighborhoods in Detroit. But President Trump once again is showing up. Republicans are showing up, not just with FaceTime, but with better policies than the Democrats.
Well, this is what you're referring to. Lorenzo Sewell, the senior pastor at 180 Church, said this about Obama and Biden.
President Trump, I'm so humbled that you would be here. President Obama never came to the hood, so to speak, right? President Joe Biden, he went to the big NAACP dinner, but he never came to the hood. So thank you.
You know, the thing is, though, Congressman, on one hand, you see this outrage. On the other, this outreach, you will see a ton of messaging fed to say, in some way or another, yeah, but Republicans are racist.
Well, you know, these are their talking points because Democrats refuse to take accountability for the fact that African Americans have been doing worse decade after decade after decade after the Great Society. Democrats and frankly, have been failing African Americans, but we can't just point the finger at Democrats. Republicans have refused to go into cities and to campuses all over the country. And we have to do what the original Republicans did, march down into where people are being oppressed. Then in the slavery times, it was oppression of the body, physical bondage. Now we have the obligation to go in and have an alternative suggestion, alternative ideas, and give people the opportunity to be free from the mental bondage that Democrats have over. I absolutely believe that if 95% of African Americans continue to vote for one party, then neither party is going to have to work for the vote. In the past, Republicans have ignored the black vote because we don't think we can get it. Democrats have neglected it, but that is changing with President Trump. We are making the case, we are showing up, and people are beginning to take notice. And Donald Trump is tied in the state of Michigan because this is a real race. It's not just about black and white. It's not even about red and blue. It's about have and have-nots. And Democrats are making excuses, and Michigan is the center of the universe in 2024. Really
fascinating way to say it, you know, to transition from physical bondage into modern-day mental bondage. You also said this on X in honor of Father's Day. You tweeted the following: "My dad couldn't attend college across the street from his house because he is black. Today, his grandson, his namesake, sat on the dais with me on the most powerful committee in Congress. God bless America. Still the only nation where a family can go from emancipation to energy and commerce in just a few generations." Pretty incredible.
It is pretty incredible. We're blessed to be Americans, and so we have an obligation, as dads in particular, to make sure we pass on that blessing of freedom and liberty to future generations. I had the opportunity, as the first freshman since 2011, to be on Energy and Commerce Committee, to bring my son to speak on the remarkable healthcare legislation that we got passed through committee last week. And I was only able to do that by the grace of God and a strong Father who protected us, provided for us, and showed us that even though this nation has warts, we have an obligation to pursue a more perfect union. And by teaching my son that he has a personal responsibility to give back to this great country is a part of my job as a dad. My father's is a combat veteran, a Vietnam veteran. I'm a global war on terror veteran, and graduating from West Point, I recognize that my father never wanted me to follow in his footsteps. He wanted me to be better, and I think that's the wish that every father has for their sons, for them to be better. So, with that being said, thank you, Dad. I love you. Happy Father's Day, and in particular, for all the people in my district, in the Brooklands area in particular, who are affected by this psychopath who went on a rampage yesterday at the splash pad. My hearts are with you. As you no father should spend Father's Day in a hospital. And we're continuing to pray and doing everything we can at every level of government to bring resolution to your families and make sure this never happens again.
Well, incredible personal story. Thank you for those sentiments at the end. Incredible personal story as well that you share with us. And so happy Father's Day, Congressman. Thank you.
Yes, sir. God bless. Happy Father's Day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.